Welcome back. Thank God. That took forever for that intro, right? The whole roll in there. It's like a minute long.
I know. It's
Jesus.
crazy. We're going to sit there with that pose for a minute. Can't say anything in case it gets heard over the internet.
I know. It's
Ridiculous.
got to hold our breath. They literally make us hold our breath for a minute. But it's all good.
Well, with your history as a frogman, you should be okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, a frog. I was a frog. And then I was kissed and
then you're a man.
Turned into this.
Nice.
Well, this is another shining episode of Painting Happy Little Minis. I'm one of your hosts, Rick.
And I'm your other host, Dave.
Dave, who is, man, this guy is going to, you're doing so good on Kickstarter right now. So good. Great. You're killing it.
Things are going well.
Yeah, and we're really, really happy for you on that end. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about and you're tuning in, check out Kickstarter, look up Dave Taylor, or look up
Armies and Legions and Hordes.
Armies, Legions, and Hordes. It's a book that
I'm writing.
Yeah.
Yep, writing and photographing and doing all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah, and it's really cool.
Yep. The campaign's going really well. Very excited. Been able to add a lot of projects to it.
Didn't you say that you're like at 9 stretch goals or something like that?
Yep.
That's crazy.
9 stretch goals. We're about 20 or 30 backers away from the 10th stretch goal.
Nice.
Which is nice. Yeah. I'm very excited about that. That's a hard slip case to put around the hardcover book, just to make it really nice.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
Quality sort of stuff. So definitely cool. But yeah.
I just wanted to bring that up because it's always nice to see when people are leveling up. And you're absolutely leveling up on this, and that's so cool.
Thank you.
But we're painting The Legend of Korra today.
We are indeed.
Continuing our teams from Tuesday. I have the Tigerdillos.
The Tigerdillos, excellent.
And you're doing...
I have the Bowling Buzzard Wasps.
Nice. So, these names are just the best.
They are pretty awesome.
So we were given homework to watch some Legend of Korra.
Were we?
Well, Leona, basically said if we didn't do it, she was going to, Murgatroyd us. It's a form of murder, but...
I guess I'm feeling a Murgatroyd.
Murgatroyding
coming on.
Yeah, because, best laid plans, we weren't able to do any of our homework. So we're still kind of lost. So if you guys are fans of Legend of Korra, I challenge you to go ahead in that chat, just lay it down for us. Lay it out. Tell us what it's really about.
Tell us why you like Legends of Korra.
Yeah.
I think.
That would work.
I would be interested to know.
Johnny's back there dancing. What's the matter, Johnny? Okay. Maybe there's some good music going on. I don't know.
I think we're just really excited to paint these cool minis.
I agree.
They're nice and dynamic.
That is a fact.
So, lots of great poses. And of course I'm doing the boring bit at the moment, which is painting the sort of the black undersuit.
So you have a black undersuit, and mine is kind of like a light tan.
Okay.
And I kind of messed that up on Tuesday a little bit on this one, but I'll fix it.
You started with tan for all of it, didn't you?
Yeah, but because I didn't have a good point of reference readily available to me, I did not do the right thing.
Oh, okay.
So I'm making those corrections today.
But now you found a good reference.
I do. I have you can see it right here in my overhead. Nice little image of what my guys are supposed to look like.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I guess that undersuit's a little bit more orange.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Carl says hi. Craig is here. Keith and Carrie.
Nice.
Howdy, everybody.
How's everybody doing today? If you guys would be so kind as to share this in any old tabletop group, that'd be awesome. We'd appreciate it. Like the board game group, or if you're in there, or anything like that. Wouldn't be upset.
That would be cool.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay. Cool. There we go.
These guys are slick.
Yep. I'm excited today to get a little bit more fire painted.
Oh, well, that's one of the things that's really cool about these guys is, as you look at them, here, like the one you're working on has that big blast coming around, right? Is that the one? Yeah.
Yeah, so I got, this one is about to throw some more. Oh, there we go. Throw a big handful of fire.
And I've got mine with the water.
One you're working on.
Yeah.
Cool.
And yours with the water already looks freaking amazing.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Should I grab that one?
Yes. I would.
Stick it out in front there for the others to shoot.
I think it's slick. Yeah.
Excellent. So we've got all the basics down there. There's still a little bit of highlighting to do and some extra work on the uniform trim, and there's a sash that's like tells you which elemental proficiency they have.
Yeah.
Carrie says, I'm going to need to steal some paints from y'all. I got a new mini for my D&D character today.
Oh, awesome. Which mini?
And what's this about stealing?
I was going to gloss over that. I'm sure she meant borrow.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
So Carrie will be here tomorrow for... you're going to come do building character with me tomorrow, right, Carrie? That would be a lot of fun.
Cool.
And we're going to do a test. We're going to do a proof of concept on a new program.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
What?
It won't be live. We're just going to shoot it and see how it comes out.
Okay. Can you talk about what it is,
well,
or are you keeping it secret until
you've
proved the concept?
Well, we've already kind of done some stuff with the same label. It's Board Games and Beyond.
Okay. Cool.
But we're going to do something a little different with it. And hopefully it'll be everything we hope it will be, so that with minor corrections and everything, we can bring it to our live broadcasts in, 2 weeks, Leona? Is that what we're thinking?
Yes.
2 weeks.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah.
Mini Painting Studio says, Rick, I hope you're not going to trim the beard at all this summer.
I apologize, Josh. I probably will. I tend to let it really go crazy in the fall. So stay tuned for that.
What, for the fall?
In the fall, yeah. In the fall is when I let it go just crazy.
Right.
Because No Shave November for me starts in like September.
Right, okay.
So when No Shave November shows up, it's like,
You're ready.
yeah, it's crazy. Lumberjack looking. I mean, Johnny saw it last year where my beard was down here brushing against the mic all the time.
All right.
And stuff.
We're going to have to pin it inside your beard?
Inside my beard?
Yeah.
Yeah, with little Christmas tree ornaments.
Nice. Nice. Okay, I'm just going to let that...
Carrie says, I got a mini for my Tiefling Bard.
Oh,
It's a
Tiefling.
Pathfinder mini that I think was produced a couple years ago.
Nice.
James says hi, and then Carrie says at 2, right?
Yep.
Building character and then Board Games and Beyond.
Yep.
Excellent.
Mini Painting Studio says, I don't think you're much of a lumberjack, more like a maple mage.
Ooh, I like it. I am a maple mage. Man, that just needs to be a thing now.
Is that a druid that's all about syrup?
Oh, yeah. Uses the life-giving sap from all the trees to power his magic.
Fantastic.
That's amazing.
Turned everybody into pancakes. Just saying.
Uh,
There you go. There's your topic for tomorrow.
that's a building character. Well, we're gonna redo or start over with the miniature that Cannon painted.
Oh, okay. Excellent. The one they gave you at out of Gamma?
Yeah.
Neat.
So that should be good. It'll be a lot of fun to have Carrie in here. And Carrie, just so you know, while we're working on the miniature from Canon, we're also going to have another miniature and you're going to have your own character to build. We've already picked it. Had I known that you picked up a tiefling, and but you probably already have a character build on that, so dang it.
Carrie says Maple Mage would probably attack with sticky syrup and lots of buffs and debuffs on the spell list.
Yes.
Like Cold Person.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Like maple web. Delicious.
How do I escape? You have to eat your way out. This may take some time.
Tell me more. All right. There we go.
Maple Mage, helping parties get out of a sticky situation.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I love it. All right.
So are you adding details, Dave?
Just doing some highlighting on the sort of the tan armor, not so much plates, but the sort of the quilted areas. Just adding some highlights. We'll keep it fairly simple this time around. With the same sort of thing I need to do on the other two players. I can probably show you on this one. You can see when I put so I painted the base coat of Rakarth Flesh from Citadel and put a Seraphim Sepia wash over it. That's also from Citadel. You get some areas where the wash pools a bit. Some of that's fine. Some of it just needs a little bit of tidying up with that highlight, with that Rakarth Flesh color again, to really give those highlights and add that depth and definition. And as apologies for the camera shaking, but
Sorry.
Rick's rummaging in his paint pot. There we go. I'll wait until the earthquake subsides. No, okay.
It's my life. It's just me a second. I'm just trying to find something There we go.
Okay. Let's go back to that.
Got it. Found what I needed.
Awesome.
Success.
I can return to painting on the live stream. There we go.
So what'd you end up doing yesterday?
Yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
I was working yesterday.
Ooh, on a project?
Yeah, actually 2 projects.
Nice.
One of the things that I do is I do the occasional article for War Games Illustrated magazine.
Okay.
So yesterday I was wrapping up an article on an educational program that the Historical Miniatures Gaming Society has.
Wow.
So that was cool. I was sort of focused on a war game that they ran at a school in New York earlier in the month.
Was it called Escape from New York?
No, it was not. It was the Battle of Borodino, which is actually quite different.
But not?
Well, Borodino is in Russia.
Oh, so it's totally under
the original battle was fought in 1812.
Oh.
And I don't think Kurt Russell was there. I'm pretty sure he wasn't.
Well, maybe next time.
Yeah. Next time around. Yeah. But renamed somewhere in New York, Borodino.
Borodino.
Yeah. So yeah, it was that. I was finishing up laying out that article.
Okay.
And then I got to work on a painting commission.
Nice.
Where I'm painting up some Death Guard miniatures from Warhammer 40,000.
Nice.
Working on this this tank called a Plague Burst Crawler, which is incredible, sort of yucky, toxic, spiky kind of thing.
Is it what faction does it fall under?
Death Guard.
Death Guard.
So they're the sort of chaos and the god Nurgle.
Nurgle.
God of plague and pestilence and corruption.
Okay. With his, what are their? Is it pox?
In the thing they had In the faction, they have Poxwalkers.
Poxwalkers, yeah.
Who are kind of the
bursting cysts of the game.
Yeah. Crazy pseudo zombies, but yeah. So I've got 3 of those to finish up when I get home this afternoon.
Nice.
Quite nice. Might bring one in next week. Show it off.
That'd be cool.
But, okay, that's good for highlighting there. As most people can tell, I like to move around and sort of switch it up when I'm painting. You can just sort of sit there and do everything very methodically and do the same item on the same minis over and over again. But
You do move around a lot.
yeah,
The table shakes all the time.
well, that's when you're moving around. You can't blame that on me.
Oh, my bad.
Let's get some highlights on here. And then I'll switch to their the trim around their uniforms.
James says, does Maple Mage have special attack? Pancake?
Yeah, I can fall from a high place and flatten my opponents by landing on them. Yeah, that would be a good Maple Mage attack.
Yeah.
Or James says Maple Mage always pours on the attack.
What's on the
Pours
attack?
on the attack, yes.
Fantastic.
Makes me want to come up with a whole team of breakfast themed
Characters? Yeah.
the Scrambler.
So
That sounds like that'd be a good animated show.
What's that?
That sounds like that'd be a good animated show.
It would be excellent.
Wow, you guys are like so behind this, but when I bring up wax statues, there's just nothing but vitriol.
Would
Huh?
I want to know if Scrapple would be a character or a fighting style.
Ooh. I
everybody
think it would be. Well, Scrapple is made up of what, sausage?
Well,
No, sausage is all the good parts.
yeah. It's
The
all
good
the
leftover
random
parts.
parts that haven't made it into every other meat.
It's not
Compact.
the leadings, it's the sweepings.
Oh my god.
Yep.
I think it would have to be a fighting style because I have never eaten Scrapple. I've seen it,
Right.
and it is not visually
That
appetizing to
doesn't
me.
look very good, does it?
No. So
Well,
yeah.
Scrapple could be the main villain.
Oh, I like that idea. Somebody's
We
thinking
must go
outside
to
the
the
box.
Mount Doom to fight Lord Scrapple.
Lord Scrapple. Yeah,
Yes.
I think I did adventure in the other direction. Possibly. Scrapple.
As I'm sitting here painting these minis and looking at the Earth
Yep.
bender here, who is Haka
Yeah.
on my team. These discs are just, I just love them. For some reason, I've always been like visually, I like the coin. Like I think the yen is round and has like the hole in it like this.
Right.
I just like it. It's cool.
Right.
And like I
It is
said,
neat.
Tuesday, it kind of reminds me of the discs that Mulan had to use to climb the pole to get to the arrow.
Okay.
So it's like, cool.
For me, it's got kind of just the fact they're throwing these discs around is very Tron
Oh
kind of
yeah,
feel. So there's that sort of, it has that nostalgic connection as well.
absolutely.
So
So I guess that movie Ready Player One's in the theaters now.
oh, has it been released or is it coming?
Yep. I saw it yesterday.
Oh,
You
wow.
saw it.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think?
Wow, Leona saw it and failed to even mention that she saw it.
I never read the book, but I thought the movie was good. It was. Now I want to read the book because I feel like the movie jumped between plot points that the book probably fleshes out a lot more.
Right.
but it was captivating.
I'm curious as to how many licenses they had to pay for to get it in the movie, because it looked like every fandom was
Yeah.
represented in some fashion.
Well, and apparently the original, like in the book, it's actually different characters, but they couldn't get the licensing for those
For some of
characters,
those.
so they had to change it.
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite scene, if you can talk about it?
There's this fight between a giant mecha Tyrannosaurus Rex and Gundam, like the big mech.
Like
Like
Robotech?
robot with, and he has like this really big sword, and that was awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
I loved it. It's amazing.
Yeah, I want to go see it this weekend. And I may. I don't know yet. We'll see. I might just keep holding out until the Avengers movie before I go watch another movie in the theater.
Is that May?
It
April.
was May 4th. It was supposed to be May 4th weekend.
Now it's April 26th.
But now it's April 26th, 27th, something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
You really messed things up.
How so?
So, it's not a critique. I don't want to come across as ungrateful for an early release of the movie.
It sounds like it.
That was
But anyway, keep
first
going.
off, that was my political correct answer.
Okay.
So,
What? Thanks, Robert Downey Jr. Was your political correct answer?
no, that was
Okay,
not.
sorry, okay.
Uh,
That was your passionate answer.
that was my passionate answer, yes. So, May 4th, or the first Saturday in May, is Free Comic Book Day.
Ah, okay.
And the movie, the big summer Marvel blockbuster, usually coincides with that. And a lot of the comic book stores around the United States make a big event out of it
Right,
in
okay.
conjunction with the movie and Free Comic Book Day. But now that it's the 26th, 27th of
Yep.
release, it kind of throws a wrench in that whole community building opportunity that's usually has.
Right.
So,
Okay.
made me a little sad in my heart.
Okay.
But also made me really excited because I get to see it earlier.
Right. Okay.
Conflicted emotions.
I guess I look at it and think, well, it's still, wouldn't everybody be going into the comic book store for Free Comic Book Day anyway?
Yeah, but, when a comic book store can say, we're going to give away like 4 tickets to
Oh, okay.
the Avengers at our event,
Yeah.
and now it's like, well, most people probably are already going to have seen it. And
Right.
it's not as exciting as a...
They're going to be in the store discussing it and
Yeah, I mean, that's a
talking
good
about their
part.
favorite scenes. And,
Yeah. The fandom part of it will still come out and
Yeah.
be fun, but...
Well, let me ask you this, Rick. Do you think with it being out for an entire week before Free Comic Book Day, it'll get more people the chance to be able to see it, and then hopefully want to go into their local comic shop?
Okay, I think it would. However, do you think that there's going to be some sort of commercial or advertisement in the front end of that movie at the theater to let people know that Free Comic Book Day exists?
I would like it to.
I would love for that to happen. How cool would that be?
That'd be awesome.
But no,
Let's see. Let's wait.
I know it won't. I just happen to work.
I work in all the theaters across the land.
Because if there was a commercial to be made for Free Comic Book Day,
You'd be
Johnny
like,
would have made it.
"Oh, this is true. This is true.
I think you're missing the point, though. So what I'm saying is, like, okay, say that somewhere out there, there's someone who hasn't read Infinity Gauntlet,
Sure.
and they see the movie. They may not have seen it opening night. Maybe they saw it like somewhere during the middle of the week, but they still know about Free Comic Book Day. But seeing that movie is going to hopefully say, oh, well, this is a really great storyline. I'd like to see where the original one came from. It still, gives them a chance to go and see it. For those people who aren't familiar with certain storylines, it can open them up to the possibility of getting into their local comic shop.
Yes, it can get them in their local comic book shops. I mean, that's what I feel like is the best marketing thing for comic book shops is the movies. At least you would hope, but it seems like it hasn't. Because when you have a $1 billion movie like Black Panther, you would hope that some of that would trickle over into the comic shops,
Right.
and that they would be, reaping some of that benefit of popularity. But I don't know if that's happening. numbers aren't really showing that. So,
Okay. Interesting.
not for all stores, maybe for some.
Yep.
But I do hope that the movie does encourage individuals that may not or have a peripheral, understanding that Free Comic Book Day is also coming up. That it'll pull them into their local comic book shops.
Okay.
Do you think there's a lot of people who see the movie that haven't seen the other ones? Like, I feel like they're at a point now where it's like you only go see Infinity Wars if you've seen the other ones.
Oh, that's a good question.
Like, I don't think that they're pulling new people personally, because it doesn't make any sense if you start without it.
As far as Infinity or in the Marvel Cinematics?
I think specifically the Avengers movies. Like Black Panther, you could.
This
see
would be my
without
wife.
knowing.
Like, okay, 5 minutes in, what's happening?
Yeah.
What's going on? No joke. She does it all the time. So if I took her to the movies with me, that would be her.
So I do feel like of course, your hardcore fans are always going to show up.
Yeah.
I think what also happens is someone goes and watches a movie like Black Panther, which was an amazing movie, and then that was their first experience in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and then you see that the majority of what they're showing as far as the fight scenes for Avengers Infinity War is taking place in Wakanda, that new crowd is going to be pulled to want to see more Black Panther and where that story outline is going. So there's a potential of new eyes on it, but hopefully they go back and watch all the other stuff too, to kind of get a full breadth of the MCU.
Right.
Oh, Carl says, but most of the Marvel movies are available to stream for free. Catching up on the Marvel Cinematic Universe is readily available.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, yeah. I just think you're at a point where people might not want to put in the time. Like, the people who already love it. So,
oh, yeah.
they'll just go.
They sure do.
But it's whatever. It's all good.
Or they hate it, and yet are still fans.
Now.
What? It's true. It's true.
My favorite are the movies that are the first of the characters' movie, or
The
a
origin stories?
or a continuation of that. I find that the most interesting.
Example.
Black Panther,
Ant-Man.
and I haven't seen Ant-Man, but like Doctor
Should.
Strange.
It's the best.
It is. Ant-Man is so good.
I know.
But
It is. It's so good. Ant-Man is so
My
good.
friend loves Ant-Man. I just haven't seen it.
Doctor Strange is also really
Paul
good.
Rudd's. I think Paul Rudd's
Yeah.
funny in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Black Panther was so good.
I
loved it.
I liked it. I liked the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, for that reason, you're meeting all the characters.
Hmm. Yeah, the one thing about Black Panther I thought was really interesting is a lot of people I've heard say that they didn't flesh out Killmonger enough, and that they shouldn't have killed Claw. I agree, they shouldn't have killed Claw. Claw is he's an iconic villain in the Marvel universe.
Spoilers! I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it yet either.
It's been out a while, so
I can't go and see it now. Surprise and delight ruined.
well,
That's okay. Keep going.
and
Yeah, please continue.
Somebody who I haven't met yet gets killed.
yeah, you've met him. He was in Civil War, was it?
Yeah, one of them.
Somebody I haven't met yet gets
Or
killed.
Age of Ultron.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, he's in Age of Ultron.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's in one of them. I forget.
There you go.
It's
Oh, great. So somebody I know gets killed. That's
Yeah.
even better.
what's his name?
bad guy.
Plays Golem.
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Steve says spoiler alert. That's true. Sorry, everyone.
Black Panther's been out, a month and a half, 2 months now? If you haven't seen it,
I've got a 2-year-old that doesn't let me leave the house. So
Walter says no.
I blame it on him.
worst. Sorry, everybody. But the point I was going to make is, I've heard lots of people say that they felt like Killmonger didn't get enough origin and backstory to kind of validate his existence at the level that it was. I disagree. I think that there was just enough, and that you know, his whole drive to become the king of Wakanda, or to challenge, where he went special forces, became a black operative, doing all these like undercover things, and literally became one of the best military minds, I guess, in his arena. To use that skill set to do what he did, the best.
Cool.
Carl says, the best superhero movies are the ones that fit in another genre, like Winter Soldier is a good political thriller, Ant-Man was acceptable, heist film, etc. These will get people into the seats.
Yeah, that's a good call.
That's a good call, yeah.
And I think your characterization of Ant-Man as an acceptable heist film is also good.
Yep.
But,
I like when those movies use humor, and I know Ant-Man does a lot, and that's part of why people really
Right,
liked it.
yeah.
It's hard when they take themselves too seriously.
This is true. Okay, what's next?
What is next?
I'm going to do some of the faces.
Oh, man.
What?
Your faces are so good.
Yeah, they're adequate. To borrow a recent term
Adequate?
that I've been reminded of.
Who would say that? Not me.
No. Talking about the adequate heist film.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Acceptable, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Acceptable. See? Look at that. I'm getting it wrong. My faces are acceptable then. There we go. But,
What's everybody's plans for the weekend? That's my question.
apparently going to see Ready Player One.
That's one of them. I'm also going to be at, on Saturday, I'll be at AwesomeCon in D.C., in Washington, D.C.
Just hanging out.
The convention center?
Mm-hmm.
The huge one?
Yeah, it's pretty big. Gonna go down there and check out the show on Saturday.
What's the main thing you're
For
excited
me,
to see? Yep.
some of my artist friends
Cool.
that are there, and I just like being around those crowds.
All right.
When you get to see the people the community that you're a part of, and everybody there, and they're all excited about their fandom, and they're just talking it up and everything. It's kind of fun to be around.
Right. Yep.
James says, out in 2. Have a good day, James.
All right, James, be well.
Walter also asks about Minnie's army paints or Vallejo. I think that was, yeah.
As far as
Paints, I think?
which
Which
being
ones to
used,
choose?
or
Yeah.
I'm using
We use them all.
yeah. I'm using army painters mostly because that's what I have the most of. Oops.
Yep.
What?
I've got a whole bunch of Vallejo out on the table, but I love the Army Painter silvers. The silvers are great. Of course, the Army Painter shades,
Yeah.
great. But yeah, a mix.
Walter says, sets are so expensive on Amazon.
Go to your local game store.
Buy them on your local game store. Paints can last for a very long time if you treat them well. Actually, I'm going to pull out something. I was just at my local game store.
Yeah.
One of them, Titan Games, just around the corner
All right.
today, and I picked up a fluorescent orange. Put it at the front there.
Is that from Game Color?
Yep. Oh, Mortal Color, sorry.
Mortal Color.
Mortal Color. And a fluorescent yellow.
Jeez.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And what are those going to be for?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
You saw them or gotta have them?
Yeah, I'm gonna have them. No, actually, I'm working on a miniature that's got a little bit of kind of like a lava flow.
Oh,
Not
okay.
flow, but a lava lighting on the base.
Okay.
So I wanted to try it out with the fluorescent colors
Okay.
and see if there's a little bit of extra, sort of feels like the light from lava.
Right.
So it should be interesting.
Nice.
Just a little bit of fun. But these ones will last forever.
Yeah, because you
As
are.
in, yeah, I won't be
It's not
using
a daily-
fluoro yellow and fluoro orange. I mean, this fluorescent orange isn't even as bright as your shirt.
Of course it's not, because the shirt is awesome.
Yep.
Carl says, I was roped into my wife's church choir. I have a ton of singing ahead of me this weekend, but I plan to steal away to paint some Malifaux
Nice.
this weekend.
Cool.
Those are great miniatures.
Yep. Which faction do you play in Malifaux, Carl? There's a whole bunch of different ones.
Yeah, I play, well, if I played,
Yep.
Relic Hunters, because that's what I have the most of.
Oh, McCabe.
Yeah.
Yep. I've got him as well. You can run him as Guild or Ten Thunders.
Ten Thunders is also the martial arts.
Yep.
Yeah, because I have a lot of those too.
One of those guys.
The,
Right.
the high river monks and the low river monks or whatever.
Right, yeah. Yep. Most of my stuff is Guild. So they're kind of the police force of Malifaux.
Lame.
I know.
Carl says, I don't play. The figures are just great.
Oh, cool. Excellent.
And then Edward says, I love the Vallejo model color.
Yeah.
There's a huge range of paints in it, so you generally find what you're looking for.
Walter asks, Reaper paints?
I don't think we... You have a couple of
I
Reaper
have
paints.
I have the Reaper, I want to say Master Series.
Yep.
And they're good.
I've got a lot of friends who use a lot of Reaper
It's actually what I use at home.
All right, yep.
Because I keep that set at home. I use the Army Painter War Paints here.
All right.
But yeah, I use the Reaper paints at home, and they're really good.
Yep.
I have to mix and match stuff because there's like the washes. They don't have washes in the Master Series.
Right.
So I use the Army Painter washes.
All right.
But yeah.
Let's see if we can get in that. Let's see the face.
Keith says, painting some Star Wars Legion for the League tonight.
Excellent.
Nice. They're so good.
The Legion? Sorry.
I spoke to my friend Brian. Brian, who was in here painting some terrain with us.
Yeah.
the
Brian
other
with
week.
an E.
Brian with an E. He is all about Legion at the moment. I was able to pick up some cool promo cards at Adepticon for him.
Nice.
I trade those for some third-party Rebel heads. So there's a company that's been made sculpted heads to go onto Rebel troopers that are different alien races.
Oh, okay.
So you take off
you-
the human head and just snip it off
With the scissors?
with clippers.
Okay.
Yeah, like
I mean, it
psycho.
does sound pretty morbid, doesn't it? Yeah. It's like we got frickin' Dr. Frankenstein right here.
Yeah.
Well, technically, they're called head swaps if you're swapping the heads. But
Sweeney Todd, that's what I'm
Sweet
saying.
gods.
I don't lay them all back in a barber's chair and then slice the heads off.
He makes a whole show of it.
No.
Puts on a mask with the doctor's like reflective light there.
I prefer to think of it more as like Sid from Toy Story. Okay, more like that. No theatrical production until it comes to blowing things up with the
With the board.
fireworks.
Yeah, fireworks and flamethrowers.
Yeah.
Hey, Rick,
Yes?
I just wanted to, real quick, I wanted to share something I just got made aware of. So, you know how you've been going to the Adventures in Mead Hall, right?
Yeah.
So, apparently in Columbia, Maryland, not too far from where we are here in Timonium, Third Eye Games, which is a games and hobby store down in Annapolis, is doing a pop-up shop and demo extravaganza at Hysteria Brewing Company in Columbia, Maryland, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
When?
Learn to play new games, old favorites, play some old favorites with your pals. It looks like this is going to be something that they're making into a monthly event. So
When's
if
the first
anyone's
one?
in the general Maryland area, and if they're interested in playing some games and having some microbrews,
You can
check
hear me,
out just look on Facebook, Third Eye
Johnny's got
Pop-Up
his
Shop and
headphones on.
Demos at Hysteria Brewing Company.
So you can't hear me, huh?
Shauna, have you got your headphones on now? What date? What date is the first
What's
one?
the date?
Today.
Today.
Oh.
Today.
Okay, so Thursday?
Yes. Thursday the 29th.
20 something?
8?
9th. 29th.
Today's the 29th?
Yep.
March 29th.
Jesus.
Cool. So 6 till 9
Yes.
at the...
Hysteria Brewing Company in Columbia, Maryland.
Awesome.
I think I'm going to stop down there after work and check it out.
Nice.
That's cool.
A lot of stores are doing that. A lot of game shops are doing like pop-up events at not at their home location, but at places where people might want to frequent with it, like a mead hall or a brewery or whatever.
Yep.
It's
That's
kind of
cool.
neat.
Steve
good.
says, you had me at microbrew.
Nice. But how can you drink it? The cans are so small.
It's only a problem.
Save me.
Save me.
It's like I literally all I have is dad jokes. Is that-
Yeah. Pretty much.
And Walter said he's customizing... Oh, no, he says customizing a two-headed stormtrooper.
what?
That'd be pretty
Like you
cool.
could if you wanted.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's a pretty standard thing to
Oh, that-
go along and
is
do
that
that sort of
okay?
thing. Just hands- That looks cool. Oh,
Alright.
excellent.
Nice.
Cut to Rick's close cam. Check this out. Yeah.
Rick!
I'm gonna hand you mine. You can finish mine off. There you go.
But yours is yellow.
Yeah. Didn't you start with yellow?
No.
Oh, you started with the
You
orange
started
and you
with
painted the
orange.
yellow
Yellow,
into it?
yeah.
Okay, in that case, forget it.
Yes.
That looks fantastic, man.
Thank you.
Great job.
Carl said, a two-headed stormtrooper, does that guy miss more or less?
I think you'd miss more just because they'd argue on where the actual shoot is. Like, you know,
Yeah.
if you guys have ever seen the meme where it shows a stormtrooper helmet and then it shows the head inside it and the eyes lenses are like way up here anyways. So it's like
Right.
they're always like looking,
Always looking up.
Yeah. It's no wonder they can't hit nothing.
Right. That could be it. Okay. There we go.
So are you just doing more detailing, Dave?
Yeah, at the moment I'm just painting the... Actually, I should have done that as well. So for the water benders, they have a blue sash and a blue sort of line on their padded helmet or headgear. So I'm just painting that. And this guy will basically be done.
Ooh. Jason says, hey guys, happy Thursday.
Hey, Jace.
Hey, Jason. Happy Thursday indeed. Oh, actually, that reminded me. So I'm starting to put together a list of articles that I could be writing for Game Trade magazine
Mm-hmm.
with the Painting Happy Little Minis logo. My current thoughts are to do make each article like a three-parter, like a threefer.
Okay.
So it might be how to paint red.
Mm-hmm.
So you have how to paint a particular color, or what colors to use to sort of paint that particular color. A technique to use. So for red, I'd probably use layering.
Okay.
And then I'm thinking painting this red, or showing this red on a cloak, because that's where red shows up a lot.
Okay.
And then like an advanced technique on how to like weather the bottom of the cloak.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that'd
So
be cool.
kind of a three for grouping like that. So you might do like how to paint white, and paint that on a stormtrooper.
Mm-hmm.
And that might include layering and shading.
Okay.
And or maybe focus on shading or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like chipping damage, so show how to chip the edges of the armor.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So, what other thoughts? What other ideas? What other techniques would people like to see? So we can put those together into a list of articles. So if you all have thoughts, throw those in the chat.
That's a good idea.
Send us a message to Game Trade Media, or join the Painting Happy Little Minis Facebook group and put together a post there. Or maybe I should put together a post and people can comment in the post. How about I do that?
That sounds good.
I'll do that. Okay.
I can tell you one of the things I would like to see an article on would be proper use of washes and shade for shading.
Okay, sure.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah. We could do that. I think it would be cool. Then the next thing I need to do after that is just get a list of deadlines from Jerome.
Yeah.
Work out when I need to have all this stuff done by.
Just so happens he's right across the hall.
This is true. This is true. I'll be asking him on the way out.
Nice.
So, two more things to do on this. This guy.
Do I have? Yes, I do.
Enough time.
Steve says, "Teach us, Master Dave."
We are all your Padwans.
Well, on this, on the water, after I did all the sort of little foamy stippling last time around, I'm going to go back and hit the areas that aren't white with gloss varnish. Because you want the water to look wet, shiny. But where it starts to foam up, it sort of becomes a little bit more matte. Not as reflective. So,
That's cool.
how's
Yeah.
that looking? Yeah. Looking pretty good.
Is that the same that you used on those like power generator things
Yep. Yep.
to give them that glassy look?
Yep. That's exactly right.
Nice.
So in this case, it's just Vallejo gloss varnish.
Okay.
Nice paint on. There we go. And final thing. That's what I do with all my board game minis.
Base and black.
Base and black. Yeah. So, I think I've decided that with the Star Wars Legion stuff that I've made for myself,
Yeah.
they're going to be the first army that I use the like the clear basing.
Oh,
The
okay.
clear basing on. It should be fun, interesting at least.
Yeah.
But I'll finally have a set of models that have that kind of look to it. I talked to a friend of mine who's got a laser cutter and going to cut some clear acrylic to match the bases for the vehicles,
Okay.
so I can still use the same movement
Okay.
guide and that sort of thing.
Edward says the helmets are meant to have clear visors. I know it would probably look odd, but would you consider making the faces glossy to imitate the visors?
Huh. Oh, I'm looking at this and I see what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. That's an interesting one. I think if I was going to get right into it, I'd spend a bit of time. I'd sort of create a jig so that they're all sort of set like this, and build that up in layers. So everything's, you want it sort of nice and flat, and then just paint up layers of the gloss. So paint it over the eyes first, and then sort of keep sort of enlarging the area that you paint the gloss. on so that you get an almost smooth finish at the end. It'd take quite a while, but I think that's
That's
where
the route
you
you
can
would
get that
go.
result.
So you would build up the paint, the gloss, to
In
then
layers,
create
yeah.
create
So I think-
a visor.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you imagine looking at it sort of from the side, yeah, see where I'm painting. So you've got the forehead will come down, you've got the nose sort of goes up, which comes down for the lips. So with that, I paint some gloss varnish into the hollows of the eyes first, then over here and here. Do that on all the miniatures, let that dry, come back, paint another layer on, kind of like that.
Okay.
Build up another layer. This is obviously doing it incredibly quickly, much more time consuming and tedious until you got to that sort of level. So that's it. You could do that. It's going to take a while, but at the end, it's probably going to look fantastic.
I think so.
Edward says, "Whoa."
Whoa, yeah. There are ways to do anything. I'm sure there's a faster way, and I'm sure that it's also in a much more involved way that would get a better result. But yeah, there's a lot of work to that. An alternative way, if you're really good with your 2D art, would be to sort of fill it in with putty, fill the face in with putty, and then paint the face on. So paint a 2D face on,
Right.
and then put the gloss over it.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a friend do that with masks on, like dark held art from Warhammer 40,000,
Jesus.
where the model comes with the mask, but he then went in and painted a face as if it was sort of underneath it. It's amazing. So yeah, that's it. There's another option.
That is like one of those advanced skill sets.
That's super advanced for sure. There's my buddy Drew Drescher in Chicago.
Nice.
Did that. Woohoo! I got Lung completely finished.
Nice.
Look at that. Should we stick him on the spinner?
Yeah.
The non-spinning spinner.
The non-spinning spinner.
Sweet.
But I'll fix that. Bing.
Okay.
All right. And
Cool.
cool.
Cool. How does he look spinning on the spinner?
I think he's gonna look good.
Oh.
Yeah, he looks good.
There we go.
Edward says, "I have the KS. I don't know that I would do that for all those minis, but that's really fascinating. Thank you."
No worries. I would also probably not recommend it. But if you got the time and the drive, go for it.
I like how the water looks.
Yeah.
That's a nice touch.
Looks so good.
Yeah.
Smart. How did you know?
Hmm?
I said so smart.
How did I know that water looks wet?
How did you know the gloss would make it look wet?
I don't know.
Years and years.
I was going to say minutes of observation.
Observation.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Trying to teach my girls to observe things. They just want to get stuck in. But yeah. The tough thing with... Let's go back to the toughest part with fire. When you have like a central point in the fire, which in this case would be the center of his hand, or the
Yeah.
sort of down the central point down here. I always want to paint the darker colors in the recesses, which is not where it would appear.
No?
It would appear on the
The
outside.
opposite.
Mm.
Yeah. So as long as people forgive me for that. I'll get this done.
Eric asks, do you have practice exercise? Oh, sorry. Do you guys ever build dioramas? Do you have practice exercises you recommend?
Oh, for building dioramas? Yeah, I've built a bunch of different dioramas of varying sizes. I think one of the most important things when doing a scene is creating the composition of the scene.
Okay.
So, knowing what you want to be your focal point and having people's eyes guided towards that is kind of key. So that's probably the most important part, I think, of creating a scene. You want to know where your focal point is and work out from there. You can do that. Use lines or shapes to guide people's eyes towards the focal point. You can use tone. Your focal point might be really bright.
Okay.
And then around the edges of the diorama have a lot of shadow or darker colors. Yeah, I think there's a whole bunch of different ways to do that, but sketching it out is something I do first.
You sketch out the diorama?
Yeah.
I can see how that would be very helpful.
Where I want to have models standing, how I want to have them facing.
That makes sense.
I worked on a diorama setting, a big sort of diorama display table for Planet of the Apes recently.
Right.
For the game that WYSIWYG Games are doing. And I didn't have any miniatures on that, but I knew where they were going to be putting painted miniatures.
Okay.
So I wanted to make sure there was a focal point in the center. And all the trees, and any fallen trees that I had in this forest were all sort of angled so that the eye was constantly drawn to that center point of the table. So.
Walter asks, is there any way to warm up resin minis to change the pose or move the arm?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. You can do it. There are two main ways that it's done. One is with like a hairdryer or a heat gun. You can do that and just sort of have it on reasonable heat. You don't want it super hot, but just pass that over the area that you want to change the shape of. But the other way is that I usually use is get a mug of boiling water and then dip the model in, or dip the part of the model that you want to change the direction of, and it'll become quite flexible, and then you can just pull it out and bend it. And when you've got it to the shape you want it, and you sort of hold it, just plunge that into some cold water.
It does
well.
the job.
That works the same for resin miniatures with sort of bending swords or bending spears, that kind of thing.
Okay. All right, everybody. Guess what?
Already?
Yeah, that's our time. Woo!
Again.
Nice.
You want to put up your?
Just a
Oh,
second.
we should put up that guy
I got it in my hand.
before we get to the end. Okay. Switching out your firebender. But yeah.
Dang it.
We didn't get it done?
No, it's not done. It's just.
Oh, you're almost finished.
No, it's not that.
What if?
You'll see.
Okay.
I don't know if you'll be able to tell in this.
Let's see. Did you make a mistake? Did it go
It's
over?
not about a mistake. It's
There we go.
all right.
Okay.
I think it's not looking too bad. But you'll see it here real quick.
What have you done? Oh, did you get her to paint the eyes?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you'll be able to see them in there.
Sorry.
No. Oh, yeah, there we go. He's super surprised.
Yeah.
He's really happy.
Not just that, but it looks like if I took googly eyes and just put two
Googly eyes on
googly
there.
eyes on them. It's like, dang it.
You know what you do to fix that? Get that flesh color,
And under
a
it.
little bit underneath, a
Yeah.
bit over the top,
Yeah.
brings it down.
Yeah. But yeah.
Absolutely perfect.
I don't think it looks too bad.
I'm waiting for it to come around again so I can see that again.
Make sure Leanne gets a photo of it.
I will.
Stick it up
I
in the
will.
group.
I'll get a close-up photo and post it.
Rick tries eyes. Very cool.
Good job.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us today. Thanks for sharing our content on your social media if you did so. And thanks for talking in the chat with us. We do appreciate everybody that joins us and participates in our community of awesome, fun games stuff that we do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And
So, well, I was going to say next week we're doing
Planet Defenders.
Planet Defenders.
By Renegade Games. They have a game that has 3 little minis in it.
Yep.
So they're little robots, flying robots. They're pretty neat.
Yeah.
Cute.
They're
They're
cool.
very cute.
Yeah, there's a cutesy 50s retro vibe kind of thing to them.
Yeah,
which
so
looks good.
we'll be painting those on Tuesday, and then you'll be here by yourself or possibly with a guest on next Thursday, maybe.
Possibly.
And then
Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't shut up, and the end will just be going, I don't know what to do.
if that's the case, we'll just rebroadcast this.
I thought maybe Leona could do it like an hour of spoilers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Here are all the things that happened in Ready Player One.
Exactly.
If you haven't seen it yet.
that would be perfect. I'll be at C2E2 next weekend. I'll be at AwesomeCon this weekend in DC. C2E2 in Chicago. So if you're in those areas, please, if you see me walking about, stop me, say hi. I'd like to see everybody if you're there. Other than that, check out the Kickstarter if you haven't yet, and back it or share it.
Share it.
That'd be great.
Sharing is caring.
Absolutely. And go to your local game store.
Join the community there.
Pick up Legend of Korra. It is out.
It is. It has loads of stuff.
Lots of stuff.
Loads of stuff. This is one with it funded on Kickstarter, but rather than stretch goals being add-ons, everything was just
Put in the
added
box.
into the core set. So it's really cool.
Yeah. And so there you go. This has been Painting Happy Luminis.
You've been Rick.
I've been, and I believe you're Dave. So
Some call me that.
others call him Tim.
Tim. You should call me Tim.
Tim.
What's your favorite color?
Blue. No.
No, blue. Ah! There we go.
All right, everybody. We'll see you at the game store.
Thanks for watching Painting Happy Little Minis. If you liked it, leave a like and a comment below, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new content.